right, our next topic is about error handling, right? So I think everyone makes mistakes. Even while programming we make more mistakes, right? Because no one is perfect to begin with. And right, so like with mistakes you keep improving, you keep getting better, so that you don't make the same mistake again and again. So even in Python, so we call them errors, and the way we handle them we call it error handling. So that is exactly what we will be discussing in today's. It's called error handling in Python. So I'll just type it here, error handling in Python, right? Now first of all, even before talking about errors and how to handle the errors, first you need to know errors. What are these errors? What are the types of errors that you get while while you're programming, right? Now let's look at them one by one. So for example, let's say I'm typing hello world, our classic use case. So hello world, right? So you put enter and you get the output as it is. But now if let's say I missed a bracket and then I run it, so you get error here, right? So that means there is something wrong with this syntax. So what you get here is this. The first type that we are talking about is called syntax error. Okay, and because we are working in collab, it is actually suggesting me to fix error. Let's see what happens if I fix the error. Okay, yeah, it's not working. Okay, no issues, right? So and the good part about Python is it also suggests you where exactly the error is. So line 1, and it is indicating you this up arrow mark that there is something missing here, syntax incomplete input. Okay, so this is the first type of error. This is called syntax error. Now next one, so let me add a little bit of code cells, right? So next one is, so let's say I want to add 2 plus 3, right? So 2 plus 3, you get 5. Okay, but instead if I say 2 plus hello, let's say what happens. You see, you can't add a number and a string, correct? Because these are two different types. So this error is called type error, right? So it is not able to support addition of two different data types. Like for example, if you remove 2 and type in something else, hey, right? So then it will be able to work, right? But if you do it for 2, it will not work because these are two different data types. So that's why it is saying you type error. Then let's say we type something here, right? Now we just typed in, I have not defined anything, I didn't equate anything, I'm just trying to type something and run it. But now it says name is not defined. So this is called name error. Same applies with anything. For example, x, if I type in x, so it says x is not defined, right? So it doesn't know what x is. But if you say x is equals to 10 and put x, then run it, it will give you 10, right? But if you don't give what x is and then you try to access, like let's say y directly, you didn't even define y, so how will it know that what you're trying to access? So this is called name error. Okay, then so next one, let's say we have a list. Okay, so list is equals to 1, 2 and 3. So we have 3 values inside this list, and if you want to access the first one, we'll use 0, and okay, that is coming fine. So you get value of 0th index, value of this index, you get 2, value of this. Now you see, so I typed in 3, there are only 3 values, I can access till 2, right? So this gives you 3, but if I access 3, it does not give you because there is no other value here, right? So this is called index error, and it also tells you list index out of range. So that means it is not able to access the element which is not even in the list. So this error is called index list. Okay, and later on we will talk about dictionaries as well. So let's say for now just assume d1 is equals to some k1 and v1. So k is nothing but key, v is nothing but for value. So I just run it. So as I said, we'll discuss about dictionaries later as well. So now for example, let's say I want to access k1, so you just do it using this, you get v1. But let's say I do k2, you will not get k2 because k2 is not there inside this dictionary. Don't get confused about dictionaries, we'll do it in detail later, right? So why am I saying this? There is another error, this is called key error which means that that is not present in this at all, right? This key is not present in this dictionary, right? And what else, right? So we have, for example, we also have something called a value error, right? So let me try to give an example. So for example, let's say you want to convert 2.3 into an integer, you get 2, right? Or if you want to convert 9.87 into an integer, you can convert it, right? So very easily. But let's say I want to convert hello to an integer, this will not work, right? So because you are not putting in, I mean, proper value inside expected ones, right? So this is called value error. It pops up whenever you don't give the appropriate value inside this. Okay, so this is how different errors are there, right? So let's look back what happened. So syntax error, then type error, name error, then index error, then key errors, then a value error, right? So we've covered lots of these errors, right? Now, so there are ways to handle errors, right? And I think I missed one error, which is like a division by 0. Like for example, 10 by 0, if I try to do it, you get 0 division error as well, right? So this is another error that I wanted to cover. Right now, you can handle these errors, right? So David, what are you saying? You are saying, okay, we can handle these errors. Now for example, let's say the same error, right? So 10 by 0 giving a 0 division error, right? So now in Python you can handle errors using something called try except. Okay, so David, explain us more. What is this try except? What is happening, right? So this try except is nothing but you have to try. What is something that you want to try? You want to try division by 0, isn't it? So let's name it, give it a name. The result is equals to 10 by 0. Okay, now we know it throws an error, and you, in this except, you can just put this 0 division error. Okay, if you get this error, what do I do, right? So you can just print, you give more explanation. So this is an error, it is saying cannot divide by 0. So now let's try to run it. So what happened here, right? So we are not getting something in red, something underlined, lots of information making us scary. But this time we got a more clearer version. So David, you are trying to divide 10 with a 0, you cannot divide it. So you can give proper explanation. It is still an error, but this time little more meaningful, right? So you are handling this error, right? So you're not correcting the error, you're handling it. Whenever you get this error, it will suggest you more clear information. Okay, so whatever error that you get previously, like for example, let's take this one, let's copy it, now put try and do this int of hello. Just for the sake of it, let's give x and right except. So this we got value error, so let's copy the value error, paste it, right, put value error, then put print, right? So and say please input appropriate value. Okay, you run this, so now you get a meaningful error rather than something that is giving you all kinds of marks, right? And another advantage of this error, it's not just for the sake of handling it. So the beauty is, so let's say you have this code x is equals to int of hello, and then below it you have another y is equals to 2 plus 3. Okay, you run this. So what happens here? So what happens here is you got an error, right? It gave you the error message, and then this line actually it didn't run. Okay, because your Python code has stopped here because it identified an error, it stopped here. But what if you use this and then you put y is equals to something else, right? So y is equals to, what did we put? 2 plus 3, and now run this. Now what happens is, now let's try to access y. You get the value of y. So not only we handled the error, we let the code continue. Even though there is an error, it gave the error plus it continued the code. That is the biggest advantage of handling these errors. Okay, so I'll repeat again. So if you don't handle the errors, your code will stop to function from that point. That is why you have to handle these errors. So if you handle the errors properly, your code will still continue without any interruptions. I hope you enjoyed this module. See you in the next one.